Thank you guys for joining us from all over the world. This is Yash, the co-host for the 100 Days, 100 Speakers today. And for all of you who are watching us on YouTube and has listening on us Spotify or whatever the podcast platform, I welcome you all to Brainciti. Now, today's session we're gonna be having with Rishi Nanda. Now, Rishi Nanda is a motivational speaker, facilitator, author, founder Nibish Consultancy. He speaks on varied topics. The last time when I interviewed him, which was regarding the spirituality, and today I'm very much eager to listen to him on the roles of a leader. So stay tuned. I'm gonna be giving the mic to Rishi now to take on with the session. Over to you, Rishi. We are super excited to have you on the show, and let's see what you have for the community.
Thank you, Yash. Thank you so much, and thank you once again, for inviting. It's always a pleasure to connect with you. Uh, Hi, everyone. Good evening. Just to give you a brief, my name is Rishi Nanda. I'm based from Mumbai. I'm an author of a book called Break Your Leadership Chakravyuh, and I got a podcast on Sarega Makarwa, Mahabharat Ki Kahani Rishi Ki Zubani. I am a passionate about Indian epics. I take behavioral leadership sessions.
Rishi, can you make it a little louder from your side?
Is it better now, sir?
Yeah, it's much better now.
Okay. Okay, I'll speak at this volume. Thank you, sir. Okay. So as I was saying, so what I do, I take sessions based on behavioral leadership and purely based on Indian epics, based on Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, and all. But today, what we are doing over here is we are going to discuss about the roles of a leader. Okay. And before we start, we go to the roles of a leader. I like to share stories. I like to share examples because I believe that in the power of stories, we all come from the land of storytellers. So you might forget me, you might forget the 5 pointers that I might share with you. But if you like the story, if you like the example, that story and example will remain with you for a longer duration. So let's start. And I just got 1 or 2 questions before we move on. So let me just share my screen and let me ask you that question. So research was done by Stanford Research Institute, and they did this research with the alumni to understand what gives you the actual growth, actual success in life. Is it the technical skills or is it the soft skills? Now, what did they mean by technical skills? Anything that you're paid money for, anything that you are hired for, your product, all those details are, your technical skills. So marketing, finance, HR, all those aspects are your technical skills, your technical knowledge basically about your product, process, systems and all. Then comes the soft skills. So soft skills would be your communication skills, your decision-making skills, your negotiation skills, your, what you call determination, discipline, dedication, passion, time management, as Yash was talking about. So all the behavioral aspects put together are the soft skills. They did a massive research and finally they could convert into some numbers. So I would request you all to please let me know as per you, and then they convert in percentage. As per you, how much percentage out of 100%, obviously, how much percentage do you think technical skills will contribute in your overall success or growth in life as compared to soft skills? How much percentage do you think technical skills will contribute in your overall success in life as compared to soft skills? So request you all, so many members are there with us, live. So if you could just share your views in the chat box, it would be great. 50-50. Okay. 30%, 20%, 80 would be technical, 20 is soft skills. Okay. So I'll just wait for another couple of seconds and then I'll just take an average and we'll move ahead. 50, 80, 80. 80 is soft skills. Okay, thanks Prasad for clarifying that. So roughly it comes to 30%, 35% average of the answer that we have received. Okay, 30-35% is the average. Let me share. It's only 12.5. It's only 12.5. So what happens is, what they meant is that probably initial part of the career, technical skills are important. We get hired for, our products gets purchased for the technical skill, for the quality that we give. But later on of the career, now the soft skill plays a major role. It is not what I do, it is how I do. It's not about what I speak, it's about how I speak. And soft skill plays a major role over there. Decision making plays a crucial role. Negotiation, conflict management, vision, time management, stress management, all these aspects play a major role when it comes to, being as an entrepreneur or being a leader in any organization. And a lot of time, lot of people have come across, they do not pay any attention to soft skills. They feel we got a product, the product is good, we should sell, that's it, But what about the vision? What about the stress management? What about the time management? What about your decision making? All those play a very crucial. What about the risk? Risk appetite. What about the risk appetite? Do you have the risk appetite? Because that also boils down to a leader, not to an entrepreneur. So let's set this context over here. What we're going to speak is we're going to speak about the behavioral aspect of it. Okay. Thank you, Prakash, for agreeing. Now, another question. As per you, okay, as per you, if we have to, state one quality, that this is the quality that a leader needs to possess. I'm sure, there are many qualities. I'm sure, but if you have to say, okay, Rishi, this is that one quality I think a leader needs to possess, then which quality would that be? If you could just let us know in the chat box. Which is that one quality you feel this has to be there in a leader to become a great leader? Attitude. Attitude. Okay. So positive attitude. One texted one-to-one. Communication. Okay. Good communication skills. Strong determination. Listen and observe. Collaboration. Compassion, patience, empathy. Wonderful. So it could be attitude, strong determination, listen, observe, collaboration, compassion, empathy, patience. Let's just wait another couple of seconds. Aptitude. So true. Fair enough. There was this one interview of Saurav Ganguly. So Saurav Ganguly is an ex-Indian captain and he's the current president of BCCI India, Board of Cricket Control of India. And he was a great inspiring leader. And in one of his talks, he highlighted this point. He said that, yes, obviously, whatever you have said, it could be patience, empathy, compassion, aptitude, attitude, everything is important. But he said one of the most important quality that every leader needs to possess, which almost every leader does not pay attention to, is trust. He has or she has to gain the trust of the team members. The leader trusting the team members is given. There is no option for the leader. The leader has to trust. But then the team members will always have the option of not trusting the team leader over there, or the manager, or the entrepreneur. The leader has to consciously focus on gaining trust of the team members. Because let's say, you have a great plan, you have an amazing plan, but if your team doesn't trust you, it will not click, it will not work. But in case you got a mediocre plan, but the team is trusting the leader now, that plan will work 100% because they're ready to go out of the way for the leader. How many of you will agree with this? That, trust plays a very, very crucial. You can just revisit your entire life, and I'm sure you would have some managers, some leaders, who are really good at their work. But what happened is that you didn't trust them. You somehow felt that there's some, motive that they have, which is not aligned to your values or system or something like that. And you will deliver whatever the leader would have told you, whatever he or she would have told you. But if you have trusted that leader, you would have gone out of the way to deliver. Out of the way to deliver. It boils down to trust. So as a leader, as a brand, as a company, trust plays a very, very crucial role. If you trust the brand, you will buy. But if you don't trust the brand, even if they give you a good discount, freebies and all, probably will not go for it. Trust plays a very crucial role. And trust me, I have asked this question across globe. Very few people have actually highlighted that trust plays a very crucial role. Somehow it doesn't boil down to that. Correct? So now, so let's keep these 2 points in mind. That first, it is the soft skills, okay, that plays a crucial role. It does not mean that you do not need to be technically sound. No, it is what do you do with that knowledge that plays a crucial role. The risk appetite, the calculated risk that you will take, expansion, vision, and also that plays a crucial role. Second, as a leader, I need to gain trust of my team members, of my customers, of my stakeholders. If my stakeholders, my customers, they don't trust me, the banks don't trust me, how will I expand? So trust plays a very, very crucial role. So now let's move on to the roles of a leader. Now, before I share, What do you think would be the roles of a leader as per you? What do you think would be the roles of a leader? It would be great. It would be good to learn from them, learn from you also. So, what do you think are the roles of a leader? Okay. So, anyone would like to share? I'm sure people development, customer engagement, clear vision, mentor, very nice. Mentor, mentoring, vision. I guess Prasad, you just nailed it. People development and customer engagement plays a very, very crucial role. And I love the way when Yash said that, it could be even for organizing a wedding, you need a person to step up and say that, I will do it, I will help. So anyone could be a leader. So just keep everything in mind. So motivating, perseverance, support, superb, excellent. Guidance, encouragement. I'll just wait for a couple of more seconds and then probably we can move ahead. Lead by example. Thank you, Manjula ji. Lead by example. Gain trust of the team members and also trust your team members. You need to trust them. You need to give them space. So true. Because if you're delegating and still into micromanagement, then probably you're not trusting them. So it doesn't make any sense. Show the way ahead. Fair enough. Fair enough. Relationship. So it should not be transactional. I guess that's what Raj, can you mean, that it should not be a transaction. It should be a bond. It should be a connect with the person, with anyone. It could be with the customer, with various stakeholders. Walk that extra mile. Super. Holding hand. Sure. So let me influence others by behavior. Okay. Mohammed, very true. Okay. Fair enough. Let me share, so all that you said now will now fall into 5 buckets. And there are predominantly, once I, share, I'm sure you'll also realize, there are predominantly 5 roles of a leader. There are 5 roles of a leader. Okay. First, walk the talk. Whatever you're saying now, please deliver. Whatever you're committing to your stakeholders, to your people, to your employees, to your customers, please deliver. Please walk the talk. If you say, I'll give you a very small example. I've seen a couple of managers, they'll say the meeting will start at 10 o'clock. And, everyone comes at 10 and then they come at 10:15, and then they'll come and say, oh, I got stuck in traffic. Trust me, the entire year, all the team members now will get stuck in traffic. If you say 10 and you have to be there at 10, whatever you say, you have to deliver. Because everyone is watching you. Everyone probably is now getting inspired by you. You are under scrutiny. You're into a microscope. Walk the talk. You need to believe in yourself. Once you believe in yourself, then gradually people will start believing in you. It's not going to be easy, but I'm sure it's going to be inspiring. Second role of a leader is focus on developing a team. Because if I want to grow as an organization, I need a team to handle that. I cannot do it on my own. I need people. I need people who trust me, and I also need to trust people. I need to focus on their growth, their development. So there could be training that would come into the picture, hand-holding would come into the picture. I need to give them opportunities over there. As a manager, I'm also supposed to give them a platform so that they can express and they can fail. I need to remove the fear of failure over here. I need to tell my team member, go try, I'm there with you. If you require anything, I'm accessible. You need to develop your team members over there. In all format, behavioral or technical, you need to come out of that insecurity zone that I can do everything. I need to be omnipresent. It's not possible. If you want to scale it up, you need to develop a team. Third is over here, coach your team members. Someone said, one of my friends said, mentoring your team members, it is required. You need to sit with them because they will fail. They will do mistakes, but you need to talk to them rather than giving them, what you call instructions, what to do. Therefore, we have to use the term as coaching over here, not mentoring, because mentoring would mean I'm telling you what to do. Coaching is I'm helping you evolve. I'm helping you to reflect on what you have done, how you have done, how would you like to do. So coaching plays a very, very crucial role. Listening to them, listening to them over there. Okay. Now over there, what happens is when your team members are there, they go and deliver, make them reflect. A lot of time, the reviews that takes place in our organization, in the most of the organization, is more about the three aspects. What was the target? How much you have done? What is the gap? How will you achieve? There's a very beautiful book called The Catalyst by late Chandramouli Venkatesan sir. He has said that, whenever you are interacting with your team member, use the TMRR formula. TMRR. He said usually a lot of people will speak about TMR, that's the target, measure, and review. No one speaks about the fourth letter, that is the second R, reflection. You need to ensure that your team members are reflecting on their actions. What have they done right? What are the mistakes that they've done? How they will do it again? What are their learnings? What are the things that they should not repeat? What are the things that they should repeat? That is reflection. You make them to do. Ask them to reflect. Ask them the right question. To be honest, if I tell a child today you're wrong, now my child will also not listen to me unless he or she has accepted that they have done a mistake. Yes or no? The child only doesn't agree. How will a 25-year-old, 35-year-old, or a 40-year-old man will listen, or a woman will listen until they have accepted it? So you need to ensure that they start reflecting on each and every action. Not till the time the manager is giving them instructions, it's more of one-way communication. The reflection is what will help that person grow. And when that person starts to grow, the organization starts to grow. Correct? So as Mr. Poonawalla rightly said, the leader will stand by the commitment to time management, but probably the manager might fail. So that's so true, Now moving on to the fourth one. Okay, moving on to the fourth one, which is very crucial and which a lot of managers actually or leaders face this issue. That is detach yourself from micromanagement. I need to detach myself from micromanagement. I need to trust that person with the work that we have given to them, assigned to them. Now, because as I said earlier, a leader or a manager or any human being, they are not omnipresent. If let's say, for example, hypothetically, Miss Nidhi is working with me and I give her a task and I keep following her every 5-10 minutes with her, probably, I'm just wasting my energy. What is the purpose of hiring a team member and then sitting on their head? Over here, what we're saying is micromanagement. We're not saying, detach yourself from management. That is not the word. It is about micromanagement. Okay. So what does it mean? For example, let's say, there's a report that Ms. Nidhi has to prepare by 1st October. Okay. And I tell her that, we'll have a review on 27th September at, let's say, 10 a.m. in the morning. So till 27th September, 10 a.m., I have to trust her that she will do her work. I cannot keep texting her every half an hour, 1 hour. Are you on the job? Are you doing it or no? A lot of time what happens is in offices that a person is going to have a cup of coffee. The manager would come, have you finished your work? No. Acha, you're having coffee. I thought your work is done. Those guys feel so guilty. They stop having a cup of coffee also at office. You need to give them space. You need to trust them till the time the next review takes place. So let's say on 27th, I realized that Nidhi has not delivered as per the milestone that we had discussed earlier. So then probably over there, I will, tell her that, okay, we'll sit tomorrow. I can, increase the frequency of my review, but I still have to give her the space till the time I've committed. That is about detaching yourself from micromanagement. I cannot be omnipresent. I have to trust them. I have to delegate the task. And a lot of leaders face this challenge because a lot of times we feel that whatever work I'm doing, I'm the best at it. No one can be better than me, or I know how to do it. It is my way or the highway. You can 100% do better than other people, but then you also got only 24 hours. That's it. What all we can do in 24 hours. If we have a team, we've got team members, we need to trust them, we need to give them work, we need to develop them, we need to train them, we need to coach them. Last point, which none of you actually mentioned in the chat, is very interesting actually, and which I'm sure a lot of leaders are actually doing that. The last point is destroy negativity by taking tough decisions. That is something that a leader has to do. There was a very beautiful, series on Netflix called House of Cards. I'm not sure if you have seen that. It's a very beautiful series. Over there, it's about a powerful couple, Frank Underwood and Claire Underwood, and they want to become the president of the United States, and eventually they become. And when Frank Underwood, becomes the president, he takes some decision, and his team members, his core team says that, I'm not happy with the decision that you're taking. He said, irrespective, you're happy or not happy, but at my level, I have to be decisive. I have to take a decision. It could not be a popular decision, irrespective, but I have to take a decision which is right for the organization. A lot of time leaders take a step back because they don't want to be in bad books of some other people. But today or tomorrow, you will have to take tough decisions, especially when it comes to compliance, audit, POSH, you have to take that decision. One bad apple will spoil, rotten the entire basket. You have to remove that apple at times. If removing 10 people will ensure that 80 people can work for a longer duration in the organization because of some downfall in the organization, you have to take that tough decision. If I do not take it now, tomorrow probably all 90 people will lose their job. That call, that decision has to be taken by a leader. Because you are answerable to the stakeholders, internal and external both. Correct? Now, before I share an example, okay, how many of you agree with this concept, all these five roles that we have said? That, yes, he has to or she has to walk the talk, focus on the team, coach the team members, detach from micromanagement, and also take tough decisions. If you could just give me a heads up in the chat box, it would be great. Thank you, Bhatia sir. Thank you, Mudreji.
To elaborate
Thank
the
you,
last
Mr.
point a little bit,
Yes, sir. So let's
I
say
am
there's
fully agreeing with you. You have given all the chance for them to develop. You have been holding their hand. You have been coaching them and everything. Even then, if the performance do not come,
correct.
you have to take a decision because finally you are responsible.
Correct, sir.
The
Correct.
failure is definitely yours. Success
Correct.
maybe you may be distributing it.
Correct,
there is
sir.
a chance that you must stop the negativity.
Correct, sir.
And whatever is a so-called weak link, you must
Correct.
identify and remove it.
Correct, sir.
That's where you're getting it. They may not.
Yes, sir. We will take the questions at the last.
Okay.
Just let him finish his session and then we'll take it.
Right.
But just to add to what Bhatia sir said, yes, it is. That is the way I'm responsible for the organization, the stakeholders. So probably I have to take some, tough decisions over there. And this is a very beautiful statement, so I would not like to take the credit that this is my thought or my, understanding. One participant actually shared this learning, very a senior lady, very, great knowledge she had, well read. Once there was a session, it was offline session. She walked up to me in the break and she asked me that, Rishi, do you know what is the role of a leader? What is the exact job of a leader? And I always understand, when someone comes to me in a break and, ask me such question, I understand that now I am not supposed to be a trainer. I'm supposed to be a student. So I changed my hat very quickly and I told ma'am, please enlighten me, because I could understand, I could sense that, she wants to share something with me. Now, her statement is so powerful. I really hope that, you all can remember that statement. She said the role of a leader is to take the heat from the management, and pass on the light to the team members. That is the role of a manager. That is the role of a leader. To take the heat, convert into light, that means into direction, and tell them what to do. You cannot pass on the entire stress to your team, to your followers. You have to manage that heat and convert into light and give direction to them. Someone would require motivation, someone would require guidance, someone would require coaching, someone is totally lost, someone doesn't know what to do at time, someone is depressed. That is your job to be the leader over there and give light to them. When she said this statement, it gave me so much clarity, to handle stress, handle pressure of different stakeholders, or probably of your management if you're working in an organization, but do not vent it out. Pass on the light. pass on the light to them. Now, let me share an example. Okay, what I'm going to share with you all is in the public domain, which we have also shared in our book, Break Your Leadership Chakravyuh. It is about Sir Ratan Tata, one of the most prominent business person, an entrepreneur in India. I hope you all know him. One of the person, I'm sure almost all Indians and across whoever is into business will look up to him. Now let's look at those five roles of a leader, and let's try to link with Sir Ratan Tata. First role, walk the talk. He ensured that his organization grows. It becomes a global organization. He believed in his vision. He believed in his values. He started spreading positivity wherever it was. He's the person who would follow the law of the land. There is no controversy, no tax evasion, nothing. He will do whatever is required, for being a role model, and people look up to him for that. Everyone would love Ratan Tata. Everyone loves Ratan Tata for that. Walk the talk. Second, most of the employees, surveys will say that Tata's is one of the most amazing organization to work with. People are genuinely happy over there. The work-life balance, you can say they are aggressive, but yet not under a stressful manner. A couple of my friends are working in various Tata companies, and they're working there for 18 years, 15 years, 20 years. They all are happy. They all are earning, they all are learning, and they all are getting an opportunity to, execute the learnings that they had, and leave a legacy. So that is something that Tata would give to all their employees. They always stand with their employees. Whenever things go wrong, Ratan Tata sir will stand, take the onus, turn around the business. That is exactly what it does. Third is coach your team members. So when Ratan sir, a couple of years back realized that, someone has to be the head of Tata's, he personally coached Cyrus Mistry, okay, to be the head of Tata's. He personally coached Cyrus Mistry for a couple of years. And then during that time, he trained him, coached him, guided him, mentored him in various aspects of his business, his thought process, the value system. Now, after that, when Cyrus Mistry was ready to be the head of Tata's, he took a step back. He did not get into the micromanagement part of it. And that moment, what did he do? He started sharing his knowledge with others. He was there investing in startup companies. He was there interacting with people on Twitter. He went to colleges. He went to corporates. He shared his experience because he trusted all the team members over there. But unfortunately, Cyrus Mistry did not deliver as per the expectation of the stakeholders, over there. He had to take that tough call also to remove him from that organization. It's a tough call, but he had to do that. Now it might not come in a sequential manner, what I've shared with you, but that is exactly the role of a leader. Sometimes you have to deliver on your own. Sometimes you have to delegate the task. You cannot just sit by and look what is happening. If a tough decision has to be taken, you have to take that decision. When you delegate a task, please remember you have delegated the task, not the responsibility. The responsibility still lies with you. So this is what we wanted to share with you all, that these are the 5 roles of a leader. Whatever you might think, it will come into one of the 2 buckets over here. And it might not come as sequential as the example I gave you, but yes, it depends upon your team member. It depends upon the situation, and accordingly we need to act. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your energy. Any question, anything you would ask. Thank you, Yash.
Thank you very much, Rishi, for this amazing session. So guys, before Rishi takes off the screen, I would request everybody, if you want, just take the screenshot of this from whatever way you are watching it on the YouTube, you are watching it anywhere. Just take the screenshot of this. Digest whatever he has told you, because all these things are the nugget points. And if you remember Walk the Talk, you'll immediately remember the back end story he has told you about this. Focus on developing a team. No, take on these pointers and we would have interesting. Now, it was really, really wonderful, Rishi, to have you on the show today. I was personally, how you have given and imparted this knowledge with the help of the examples and with the help of putting it into pointers was really, really amazing. I have one question for you, is that you speak a lot about the spirituality and the Mahabharata stories and all this sort of thing. So if you can just briefly tell me that how the leadership has evolved. Like, a lot of people talk about leadership qualities remaining the same and give the references of the old Mahabharats and all this thing, that how they will live. But I would, in the 21st century, how is it different from what it used to be the centuries or the decades before? What has changed? it's a bit different question. I would give you in the spotlight, but yeah, I want to listen.
So to be honest now, everything remains the same. To be honest, there's nothing changed over there also. Now I'll give you an example. I'll surely like to share an example over here. Let's take all these 5 roles only. Let's take all these 5 roles. Okay. I give you an example of 21st century Sir Ratan Tata. Okay. Now you ask that, what is the difference then and there? But before I answer this question, do you agree with the roles that I've given, that I've shared?
Yep.
Correct. Now let's look at 5 examples from Indian epics. Now in Indian epics now, there's a Vishnu Puran. In Vishnu Puran, there are 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu. Now let's look at all the 5 roles. These are actually basically from there. First role is walk the talk. That was Lord Parshuram. Okay, Lord Parshuram was the one who would take the axe, go and execute and kill all the demons over there, all the people that they were not following humanity. Okay, he would have his own set of rules and then he would do that. Second role is of Lord Rama. He focused on developing a team over there. Ram Rajya would be there. The monkeys would do all the execution. He would trust Hanuman to be going over there, or then he would trust Angad to do that stuff, or Sugriv over there, or Vibhishan. He is developing the team over there. Third is coaching. That is Lord Krishna. Over there, Krishna did not participate in the war, but he was coaching Arjun and all the Pandavas to execute and win the battle over there. Fourth is, the Vaishnavas will believe that Lord Buddha is an avatar of Lord Vishnu, so I'll take that. Detach yourself from micromanagement. That has been the fundamental learning of Lord Buddha. Do not get attached, because expectation is the root cause of misery. He said, detach yourself. Last one is the one that is expected to come is Kalki, destroy negativity. So what happens is, actually, I have to, when we started doing that, we actually took all the stories over there and then we got to know the learning. It is a situation leadership only. Now, if I can just take 30 more seconds.
Yep.
On the trust aspect, there's a very beautiful, conversation that takes place between, so the people who have read Ramayana, probably all will be able to relate to it. So there's a very beautiful conversation takes place between Lord Rama and Lord Hanuman once they're back from Lanka after, killing Ravan. So one day Hanumanji is telling Ramji that, there's someone, he says, okay, there's, aapse zyada shakti kisi aur mein, there's someone who has got more power than you. And then Ramji is all confused, he's like, I just killed Ravan. And Ramji is like, okay, who has more power than me? So Hanumanji said, your name has got more power than you. Now Ramji is very confused over there. He said, if you are talking about me, I got the strength. So how come my name is stronger than me? He said, when you had to go to Lanka, you had to build a setu. When I had to go to Lanka, I just took your name and I took that leap of faith. Now you tell me who's got more power. So over there, if you look at this conversation now, that is the trust that I was talking about. Over here, the subordinate is taking a leap of faith just by taking the name of the manager, because he trusts that manager. If anything goes wrong, I know you will hold me. I know you'll take care of me. But when the manager had to go now, he was the first one to guide the manager how to go over there. So all the things that I told you are actually been inspired by the Indian epics only. So somewhere or the other, it will still remain the same. That's what I feel.
Thank you very much, Rishi. That was a wonderful example, and we can keep on talking about all these topics, because all of these topics are so close to our hearts and people want to listen to it, but we do have time constraints. And so thank you very much for coming on to the show. And for all the people who are watching us on the YouTube and on the podcast, we'll be coming again tomorrow with another speaker with an amazing conversation. To do subscribe to our show, do subscribe to our channel, and do spread the word